Hey, I'm Peter. I'm a disabled dancer, and that hasn't always been the case. I've always been disabled, but I haven't always been a dancer. And so a story that really changed my life, or a moment that changed my life, was when I first started dancing. And it was actually with Heidi Latsky Dance doing On Display. And when I started dancing, I was really insecure, and I still think I'll always be somewhat insecure, but growing up disabled, I was always told to try to blend in, to look as non-disabled as possible, whether that was to sit up straight or to walk a certain way or sit a certain way, talk a certain way. I was always told, do your best to hide the fact that you're disabled. And if people don't notice you're disabled, that's a good thing. So growing up with that narrative, I always wanted to blend in with the crowd. And when I started dancing, especially doing On Display, that wasn't the task. That wasn't what we were told to do. We were told to show ourselves as authentically as we could. That was something I was very uncomfortable doing. And I remember there was this moment, it was probably the first On Display sculpture court in Times Square. And my arms were wide open, my hands were positioned a certain way. And I looked into the crowd, which I've learned not to do. But I've looked into the crowd and I noticed someone looking at me. And I got extremely nervous. And I remember I started to kind of retreat into myself. And I think Heidi started to notice. And so she walked up to me and just whispered into my ear, something along the lines of, have them take a good look. And I think when I started dancing, I started to realize that I needed to learn how to appreciate my body for what it was, disability and all, because I couldn't change that. So the best thing to do for me as a dancer and just as a person was to represent myself as authentically as possible.